attempt to show you exactly how I list every single day using Nifty AI. Now, it is something that I have loved doing for the past 8 months. I think I've been actively using Nifty as my main cross lister and also only listing on this platform. So I don't list on eBay anymore. I used to list on eBay, and I also I used to primarily list on eBay, and now I only list on Nifty. So in today's video, in today's live, I'm going to show you exactly how I go through the process of listing every single day using the AI bulk generate and or copy and pasting off of my own listings, and how I can do that typically under about 25 to 30 minutes for 20 items a day. So it's basically taking and every single time that I do it, it takes from a minute to about a minute and a half of listing. And I'm going to be looking this way. I have a couple monitors around me, but I'm going to be looking this way while I am listing. And I'm going to talk through all of the things that I'm doing. It may look a little quickly. You may have to slow it down. But hopefully in this video, you can kind of understand and see exactly how I list stuff. So I'm going to pull the chat up. If anybody is in here, I appreciate you being here. This is meant for Facebook, and it's also meant for YouTube. So if you guys are active in the comments, I can answer questions while I do this. But I thought I would do a quick little listing live. It's going to take me 30 or 40 minutes to do it. So let me share my screen now, because it would be awkward if I'm just talking and you can't see anything. So this is Nifty. This is what I use every single day. I have a link to it in the description. If you want to use it, it's 15% off your first month, and you get a 7-day free trial as well. But as you can see, it's got all of my items listed. And in today's video, I'm going to show you, and today's live, I guess, too, I'm going to show you exactly how I use the bulk generate system for AI. And AI will do my listings for me, and then I just go in and edit it. So I've actually already done my drafts for today. So all of these are already done. But I'm going to do 20 more for tomorrow, because today is Friday as of recording this, and I don't like working on the weekends very much. So basically what I'll do is I'll do a couple. So I just add the photos into this section, and then they have a generation settings thing. So you can set your custom instructions, which is really cool. And this is my description footer. This is what I use for every single pair that I use. And then I also have these custom instructions set for the description, which you'll see when it generates. So basically, because you can also set your shipping presets, which is really great. So if I have, sometimes I'll list clothing, sometimes I'll list boots, most of the time I list shoes, and we'll have my preset shipping set. And then these little sparkle things in the corner is what AI is using to look up what the item is. So for me, this is really important with shoes, purely for the reason that it will just generate in, say, all the sizes. So it'll copy all the sizes into the listing. And if the size chart isn't helpful, you can put the additional in here, and then it will take that into account when it's generating it. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to add all the photos in. I believe that's these are, so that says 37 there, but I don't know what that actually translates to. So I'm going to see what that actually translates to real quickly, because it'll say EU 37, but it won't give me a US size. So it says that they are a 7.5, something like that. We'll go with 7. Women's size 7. So when it does the listing originally, that will be exactly how you see it. So it'll be say women's size 7 instead of that EU 37. So we'll grab these and put these in here. And then it's pretty simple. So all you have to do is just add your photos. I like doing it on the computer versus the phone, because you can just, what you can't see is I have another monitor that I just drag my photos into it, and then I'm able to just do it super quickly that way. But I'm able to drag these photos in, and then sometimes these ones, I'm going to try and talk along while I do it. But the items themselves, they're super simple, and you can kind of just go through it monotonously. But basically, all these shipping presets are set, so that way it's, for me, when I have this shoes shipping preset set, it's 3 pounds, and it fits into a shoebox. So that's the idea for that shipping thing. So yeah, a lot of this is super simple. It's just generating, like getting the items, dragging them over, putting them into the settings and all of that, and then it'll bulk generate once I hit generate. But some of the time, so a good example is so I have a pair of shoes here over on the left. You can't see it. We'll do it while these are generating. But I actually have a couple pairs of shoes that I already have listed, and I know that I have listed, or they've sold before. And I can just add them super simple. And just basically, it's like when you go on eBay and you're able to do like a sell similar, you can do that on Nifty as well. So if you already have items that you already know of, it's super simple to do it that way, or you can do it on the bulk generate. So in this situation, if you can see this is a men's size 6. So I also want to list this as a women's size 7 instead of a men's size 6. So I'll change the department to women's and then say it's a women's 7.5 because that's the conversion. So instead of listing it as a 6, even though it has all this data, it'll use all the other data except for this US 6, which is pretty cool. And then I have these two ones that I need to do. And then a bunch of these I already have them listed, and I found more pairs of them. So they will be easier to find. So that's 16 drafts, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs of shoes that I can do custom things. Flipping Junior says, when is the podcast coming back? The podcast is not going to come back unless it's me doing it by myself. Dalton is very busy now, and it's just going to be me. So maybe I'll bring it back. But for now, it's just me. But I don't know if it'll come back unless there's a bunch of interest coming forward for it. Maybe it'll come back one point, but this is my podcast for now. So enjoy these videos and these lives as you can, because that's my podcast. So you're welcome to ask any questions. I can answer it while I'm doing this. But for example, a great example of the ones, so I have a pair of shoes that I found, and conveniently, they're the exact size that I do. So basically, it loads in an old listing that I've done. So I'll just take all the photos out of it, because obviously I want to put the photos in that are the actual real photos. But conveniently for me, they're the same size. So I don't have to change the listing at all. The only thing I will have to do is change the SKU. Now, that doesn't happen very often. And truthfully, it's not the correct. What is my cost of goods for this week? $14.56. So that's my cost of goods for this week. And then this is just kind of the breakdown of it. So it's already got all of this stuff filled out, so I don't need to fill any of this out. And I will go through more in depth of like when we get to the generating ones. But for now, these are all ready to go. So that took me probably 45 seconds, and that's what it is. Sorry about that. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you guys coming in. I know it's like 1 o'clock. But for me, it's great. This is a great timing that I can do quick little live for you guys and kind of explain the Nifty side of things. Please subscribe. You haven't missed anything. We're 8 minutes in. I'm just breaking down how I list on and how I use the bulk generating settings on Nifty. So you'll be able to see. I'm going to try and do as many as I can. My goal is to keep this under like 30 minutes and talk about it at the same time. So that's my goal. But we will see how that goes. So another pair that I have are, where are they? They might have already sold. They did so. So we'll just go into the settings again and grab these photos. The price is the same. And then 7674, change that custom SKU. The only thing I need to do is change the size, which is great. And then the good thing is it'll tell you went over your character limit. So I will just take the S off of this and add it over here. And this will all change. So because I changed the size, all the sizes will change. The only thing that won't change is the UK and the EU sizes. So I have to manually go in there and change it, but it doesn't take too long. And then you grab all this, change the photos, make sure the photos are good for Depop, because they don't have, I list 10 photos normally. The sandals are a different story, but normally I've got 10 photos, so I always have to go in and change it. Jorge, I had an issue recently on Nifty where it would auto relist and crop the photos. Have you had this problem? If so, how did you adjust? Good question. So I haven't had that issue. But the good thing about Nifty is they've got this like support button really like right here. And if you go into that support system, they've got like super quick answers. I get answers pretty quickly from the support staff. It takes about an hour or two. But it's really great support, so that way you're able to get it into it. I have not had the issue with it cropping before, so that would be something that I would send to them. They may know exactly what it is. I love Nifty. Me too. It is my favorite. That's why I'm doing a video about it. How often do you repost items? Do you promote your items on eBay? If so, what percentage did you choose? So I used to promote it 10%, and then I dropped it down to 5%, and now I'm back at 9%. For shoes, that's what I have to do to stay competitive. And then when reposting my items, I do it every 30 days on eBay and every 60 days to follow the platform rules on Poshmark. And then I think the other two is every 30 days as well. So I think that answers all your questions, but that's what I do. All right, what was the other one that I had? Uh-oh. Nala, hold on, the puppy is here. Nala, come on, go outside. You don't need it. Go. Go out. Ugh. Otherwise, she's going to be squeaking the whole time. All right, so what's another one that I have? It is these guys. So these are, we will do these later. So I can do those two later. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go quickly. So this is the bulk generated listing that I got. So when I submitted the thing into Nifty's generated, this is the listing that I got. Now, this is not how I structure titles. It would probably work. But for me, this is not how I structure titles. So what I'll do is, you can't see this, but on another page, I have the eBay, this like the active where you can look up listings. I'm sure if you're watching this, you know how to do that. But I will go and like basically search while this page is sitting here. I'm going to go search exactly what these items are called, what their price is, and all that stuff. Basically what you would normally do in a listing. But I check to make sure that what they have listed it as correctly. Sometimes they mislabel the model. They'll get the brand, but they'll mislabel the model. But all of this stuff is correct. So I like to copy, like you can keep it. So I did that a little quickly. They give you this AI description here. And I don't really prefer it. I like having the listing title the same thing. So it makes sure when I do it, I know that I'm correctly copying the correct thing. So these are the UGG Ansleys. They're women's size 7. I know that because of the thing up here, and that shows me exactly. So they're women's size 7, a UK 5, and an EU 38. So for me, as long as everything is good, they're in excellent condition. I'll just look up what the price is. It looks like they're selling for about $49. That's what it kind of looks like. I think that was my buy cost for this week. Yeah, $14.56. And then I'll go to my SKU. So back up here, I have that picture, the little thing that you've seen on my bags and stuff like that. That's how I take my SKU picture. So it's 7662. And that's exactly how I do it. So that's the start of it. And then I'll go down. So based on the platform, you got Poshmark. This is basically already filled out. Great. The eBay category, that's filled out too. So category is filled out. I put my store category in here. Make sure that all of this is correct. Make sure that all of this is correct, which it is. And then my minimum offer, I do minimum offers and maximum or auto accepts. For me, this works because I don't like haggling with people. And I like to have my offers set. For some people, they're willing to take any offer, and that's fine. But for me, that's how I do my minimum and maximum. And then we get to Mercari, same type of deal. This is from the shoes thing, so this is all saved, which is great. And then Depop. This is what I have the issue with Depop with, which isn't an issue, but they only do, how many photos? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they do 8 photos. So I need to have the size in. So I always take out one of the photos to make sure that the size is actually in the section. And then that's it. That's all I have to do. So that took me about a minute and a half. Nifty is the only platform you use to list. It is the only platform I use to list. It's the only cross lister. It's the only sharer. It's everything. So it's all in one. So Shannon, if you are interested in it, I have a link to it, and I can put it in the chat. Let me do that real quickly. Copy link. There it is in the chat for both. But I use it It's the only thing I use to list, and it's super simple because once you list it once, it lists to all of them at the same time. You don't have to manually go in there and cross list it. Are you finding that the style AI picks up is accurate? Have you noticed any accuracy? Sometimes measurements are off for me, but I do clothing. I have not done clothing, so I cannot state that. The sizes for me sometimes gets mixed up, but it's all dependent on the type of listing. So like you can see on this one where it has it's made in Italy 37 on the top. It's because I told it to look that. But here it's got the correct EU size. So I will have to go in there and change it. So this is a new brand to me. I haven't picked this brand up. Rocco P. I've never heard of the brand before, but it looks like it does pretty well. So we're gonna put it as I spelled Anchor. See, this is gonna look really bad for me on the thing because I have I have a slight bit of dyslexia, and so I apologize if you're like he can't type. It is true. I do struggle. So they're a leather platform made in Italy. I think when I looked these up originally, I don't think that they're combat boots. But I don't think that there was any listed of the ones that I had. Yeah, there's none listed and there's none sold of the ones that I have. But these Rocco P boots might be a good sale. It might take a little bit longer, but I'm willing to sit on them. I got them for like $5, I think. So obviously with my buy cost, they're going to be $14, but for $14, I'll sit on them. I'm going to list them at $69, I think is my plan. Okay. Yeah, it looks like 7 is an EU 37. So I say that. All of the listings are over $100. I'm going to list it for a little bit more. But I don't think I need that. There we go. So that's my process. That's how my brain works. So I'm going to list them at 79. My buy cost was $14.56. The custom SKU is 7663. And then making sure that it's an excellent. It's kind of multicolored, but I guess the main color is black. I'm taking that out. Okay, I guess it does have a period. Women's shoes, and then I also have a subcategory for women's boots. I think I'm all caught up on the chat. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Minimum offer for me is 50. They're a harder sell, so we'll put it at 40. And then if they send a $65 offer, it's getting auto accepted. I don't know what the UK size is, so I won't say that. I know the EU size is 37. And then I will set it to 7 here. And I guess it is Rocco P because it's generating on all of that. So I'll add it back into the thing. Apparently all of it's got it. Apparently that's a nice brand. I haven't heard of it before, but it was 75% off. So that's how I list stuff. Another way that I do stuff, which is great, is I'll use the Google Lens tab. So when stuff doesn't have a style code, I don't know if that's going to pop up. Yeah, it's not going to pop on the side for you. But for me, it shows the Google Lens thing. So I can see exactly what what I am looking for. So that's going to be like a purplish. I have a little bit of dyslexia and I'm also colorblind. So I have to go on Google Lens a lot to actually tell me what the colors are. I really struggle with the colors. So these are the Newports H2 women's size 11. So now I'm going over to eBay and I'm looking them up, making sure that I've got the I've got the right style, got the right everything. So they are women's size 11, which is a larger size, which is okay. But they are in like new condition. So I'm going to list them as new without tags. And it looks like some people have them listed up at $90. So because they don't have tags, I will list them at 89 and we will see what happens. But I'm going to, so it's this like new without tags, 89. What is my buy cost for these? These are a little bit different because they're a different purchase. What did I pay for them? 30.14. is what I paid for these. 7664. This is my color. They're purple, Keen, women's sandals, fisherman. Minimum offer, we will do 60, and then 79 is my auto accept. Now, if somebody offers 60, then I can manage it, but I'm not dealing with all the craziness of people trying to get a lower deal on stuff like that, especially because my buy cost is high on these pairs. So, all right, I think I'm caught up on the stream. So if anybody has any quick questions while I'm doing this, I'm happy to answer. Otherwise, I'm just going to walk through the process of what I do every single time. So I can't read that for anything. I think that, yeah, 378037-003. Okay. That's why I love Nifty, is because sometimes they will, throughout my pictures, because that picture is a little bit blurry, they're able to see exactly what I was looking at. And then I can go in and go on eBay and figure out exactly which one I'm supposed to get. So these are a 10.5. This is a really good pair of shoes. I'm not going to be able to sell them for the most recent sales, $150. I am not getting that because their soles are a lot less brown than mine. They're like the minty blue, what they're supposed to be. But it looks like people are listing these anywhere from 75 to 100. And these are in really good shape. They just don't have insoles. So I'm going to list these at... Oh, and then another thing that I'll do while I'm listing, I'll take this and then I'll copy it over to another Google page instead of just eBay. And then I'll find the exact title. So I'll go on either GOAT or StockX or something like that, and that'll help me with my title. These are 10.5, black. I don't think I need all of these descriptions. Get rid of this men's 10.5, and there we go. And then here, copy that over, and then I create a little like separation between the description and that. And then I write no insoles, good condition. They're not excellent, but they're in good condition. I'll list it at 79, 1456 for these, and my title was 766. Black and whites, Jordans, men's shoes. I'll do minimum offer is 40 on this one, and then my auto accept I'll do 60. And then 378037-003. Make sure that all of that looks correct, which they are. And then for products, this is the model. So the product line is actually Air Jordan. So I'll make sure I change that. And then all of this is good. All of this is good. And then I change. So this one I'm actually going to keep. So what I will actually do is instead of this, I'll take rid of this one because there's no insoles. So I need to show that. And then I'll change out that side one because you can see it in the pictures here. All right, and that's ready to list. So now we just go to the next one. I think I'm all caught up on the chat. And I know if you guys are just sitting here listening to me, hopefully you guys are understanding what I'm saying well. I haven't done this before where I'm able to see different screens at the same time. I might be able to move this over here. That's much better. So I have a screen that I'm seeing you guys up here. I have my main screen, which my camera is on, and then I have my listing screen, which is a lot bigger, but it's over here. So these are a pair of Anthony Edwards. These are the Anthony Edwards 1, the Ascent Pack. These are actually a really good pair of shoes. I was actually really surprised I found these. So this is, so instead of this is AE1 Ascent Pack, men's size 7.5. And I know that they write it over here, but I forget sometimes. And then what do they have them listed as the color? Black, I guess. Yeah, I don't think we need to do all of that. We'll do black basketball shoes, and then we got 68 out of 80. Excuse me. I try and list them as close to that 80 mark as possible. Some people don't really care. That's my preference. The colorway, we're just gonna do black. Style code's correct. All of that stuff is correct. Ant-Man, see this keywords is great for this stuff. Then these are excellent, which is always good. And then it looks like a lot of these are brand new listings, which is good for me because that means my pre-owned one will sell for a little bit more because I'm able to list it. So the most pre-owned one that sold was for $70. I will list mine at $70, $14.56. And then what was my 7665? Let me take this down. but it's helpful for me because I have 3 screens. So I'm able to look at this one for certain things. I'm able to look at this one, which is my main listing thing, and I look at my computer to have all of these screens all at once. I know some people can't do that, but for me, it's very helpful because that allows me to go a little bit quicker than I normally would. And like I said, a lot of the times I'm actually able to move a lot faster than this. Just kind of sitting and explaining is great for YouTube videos and for Facebook and stuff like that. But for me, doing it quickly, I do it a lot faster than this. So like if I was doing it, I'll do this one at the speed I would normally do. And I'll kind of talk through it. But these are a pair of Tiger Woods golf shoes, but they are missing some cleats, and they basically need a cleat replacement. So I will not list these as high as what other people are listing, and I will make mention of that in the title. Missing cleats on midsole instead of missing cleats / replace. Needs replacement on midsole. Yeah, so we'll put those as good. List those at 40. I think those Tiger Woods ones are usually really good, but they need cleats. So we will list them. So 7667, black, blue. They're men's size 10. The golf, this section is already filled out, which is awesome. And for the most part, all of this stuff is filled out. They will sometimes mess up the AU shoe size. I think it's equivalent to the UK shoe size. I've never actually known. I've always just put it the same. That may be something that I'm doing wrong, but I've never had an issue with it. I also don't get a lot of buyers from Australia anyways. When I do, they will always ask the question, and they know their sizes. So that was it. That was as quick as it took. That was about a minute and a half. Came to watch your replay and caught you live. Hey, I appreciate you. Am I not doing this where it shows on stream? Oh, okay, I see. Got it. Well, welcome to live. It's not going to be, it's nothing crazy. I'm just showing people how I list. So this pair is a great pair of shoes, but the cool thing is I actually already listed a pair just like this a couple days ago. So what I'll do is you can do this 2 ways. So obviously I haven't filled anything in yet, but I actually already have these listed in a different colorway. I have 2 of them listed in a different colorway. So these are the exact same shoes. They are just in a different color and a different size. So I'll just copy that same title because it's the correct title. I'll just change the color. So they're gray and black instead of brown and orange. All of this stuff is correct. I can put an apostrophe there. And that saved me a whole bunch of time. So these are excellent. I'll list these at 59, 50, 14.456. And then its SKU number is 7668. Is my SKU. Make sure that all of this is correct, which it looks like they are pre-owned. Gray, black, A6, men's shoes, 40, 50, 11893. I do wish, that is the only thing that I wish. When you have the style code, I wish this was filled out because they fill out literally everything else. But everything else is filled out except for that style code, and I always have to put it in. It's a very minor step. But that's how quickly I'm able to list, which is great. Like that takes no time at all for me. And like I said, I've already listed for yesterday or today. So this is all for tomorrow. But like in the time that we've been sitting here, I've listed 9 items. So for people that consider it taking a long time, this is not me even going at my full speed. And I'm able to list very quickly with this. My average time, I like to put timer on myself so that way I'm not dilly-dallying, and I like to get stuff done quickly. My average time the last couple of days has been anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes of listing 20 items. So that has been really awesome, and it's been a major shift adjustment since they changed it. So on this one, this is a great example. So on these, you can see that I listed these as a men's size. I forgot that these were men's 5.5. So I'm going to convert that. So UK sizes to New Balance is actually a 7. So I will actually change this. So see, they already put it as a women's size 7, which is great. So I just need to change that over. Shoes, sneakers, all of the additives. And then I think, so the style code is that. And then I'll put in here, converted from a youth / men's 5.5. And then all that's correct. Yep. Perfect. They're in excellent condition. That's what I normally price this model at, is 49. Some of them won't go for a little bit more, but these are in really great shape, which is awesome. And then that's already all filled out for me. That's all filled out for me. Change this to women's shoes. My minimum offer on these will do 40, 43. Like I said, I put my offer very high. I know a lot of people are like, why is this so high? But for me, I don't like dealing with lowball offers. I am very stingy about the stuff, and especially because I'm paying up for stuff. My buy cost being $14, I got to know that like 40 is my lowest that I can put stuff at. And for me, that works perfectly. For some people, it may not work like that. But like I said, I'm able to cruise through this. So we're on to the next listing. So these are a pair of Adidas NMDs, which are really nice. These are the prime blue, triple black. Yep, they've got basically the whole title correct, except my structure. That is the only thing that I wish that I could change, is the way that I do it. I wish that I could make the titles the exact. So like every single time, the only thing I have to change is some of the descriptions. But I wish I could make it just like this. But that's what we get, and so we gotta use it and move forward with it. So these are 13. So what were the last couple sales? A bunch of them brand new for 70 to 80. There's only 3 listed. One at 80, one at 80. I'm gonna list these at 59. They're used, so I don't mind listing these there. They'll sell quickly because the colorway is really good. So the SKU is 7669. Black. They're men's Adidas sneakers, men's 40 and 50. And then the style code is GZ9256. They are the NMD R1 Prime Blues. They are the NMDs 48s. All of that's right. All of that is right. Depop, got to change the insole out for the style code, and then we're good to go. And that's how quickly it is. So hopefully on the live, I did a portion of it earlier if you're just now joining, where I went a lot slower. But this is just me showing you exactly how quickly I'm able to go. So these Merrells are the Oak Creek Lows. So you can see that they didn't put this in the correct, they didn't put the correct model in, which is okay. It's a quick little change. They are 14 wide. Hiking shoes, granites. Sometimes in here, some Merrells will have like the color code in there. I just use this little style code. I'm able to look that up on a different screen. And the last one that was listed, they say they did not put a color on there, which is not helpful because my color blindness needs a color. They are brown, I think. You take shoe pictures with your phone and then transfer to your computer to do this. Yep. So I will, when I take the, sorry, hold on. Boulder imitation suede. Is that what they call it? Okay. That's what we got. Boulder imitation suede. And then we'll get rid of the green. That's all there. I already have white in there. And then we need to get rid of 5 letters. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, sorry. You take shoe photos with your phone and then transfer. Yeah, so I use iCloud. So obviously I have a MacBook. So I'll take photos on my phone. This is going to sound very funny, but I have 2 phones. So it's my old phone and then my new one. I take photos with my old one because the camera's still great. And I just use this for photos. So it's not even online. So it has SOS on it. But I'm able to be on Wi-Fi, and then I'll transfer the photos via iCloud to my photo app, and then I'll put my photos in through here. So that's how I do it. It's really simple. A lot of people will use, there's like a PDF, not PDF, a plugin, like when you plug your phone in. It also has a, what is that called? The thing you plug into your computer that stores data on it. I can't figure it out, and it's going to bother me. Basically, there's like a little application you can put into your thing, put into your phone, and then you can put it into your computer. I can't think of that. So if anybody, there's 7 of y'all listening, you can think of the thing that you put into your computer's like ports, and it saves data, and it's like an extra storage thing. I can't think of the word for it, but there is a Amazon listing for that you can get. So the color, I'm gonna leave blank because it says this Boulder Imitation one, but I don't know. A lot of people are listing it as Boulder Imitation. Maybe we'll just put that as the color. These are excellent. They are also 14 wide, so I might list these a little bit higher. So the last sales, there's been a $69 sale. Right now, there's one listed for $74. I'm gonna list these high. These ones are in really good shape. The soles are in like excellent shape, and they're 14 wide. So people with larger feet might need these, and I'm gonna try and price these up a little bit more than I normally would. We'll go gray because they put Boulder. Min size 14, min size 14. My minimum offer would be 50. My auto accept would be 58 because I don't mind. J035937W. Nobody was helpful in the live stream about what that is called, but I'm sure somebody will remind me. External drive, but I don't know. It's an external drive, but it's like it's small. I have one somewhere. This thing, thumb drive, is that what it is? Whatever this thing is, I can't. I don't know what it's called. Basically, this part, there's instead of it, so it has this, and then it also has on the other side of the one that I know of, you can basically put the thing that goes into the device, so a USB-C into the bottom of your phone, and then you just plot flash drive. That's what it was. Thank you. And you can put this part into your computer. So you can also do that. That for me, I like the iCloud thing just because it's super simple and I think it's a little bit faster. But you can use a flash drive. Thank you. Sorry. I could not, and I'm sure my explaining wasn't good, but I could not figure out what it was called. All right, so all of this is now correct. They are wide, min size 14. And again, like I said, it changed the insole out photo for Depop. It's the only thing I got to do. So let's see. We've got 6 more to do. So we're about 37 minutes into this. We're going to try and beat the 45-minute timer. That's the goal. So all of this is, I've basically already listed, or basically already set up for me. So I'm just going to have to change around the title. So these actually have the tags. I found these at the thrift store with the tags, which is awesome. So these are going to sell for a lot more than what they are pre-owned because they have the tags. So there's 6 listed for $74, $129, $94. Somebody's got them listed for $50. I might buy that to buy them out. Okay. All right. So we're going to list these at $89 because they're a really good size. Men's size 11. They are the, here's my dyslexia coming into play. So these are black, red, and boa. Everybody else has them as black, red, and boa, I would assume. But that boa needs to go here. So the TR boas, and then we'll put new at the end. So new without, so on here, let me be very clear. On here, when it says brand new, on eBay, it lists them in the brand new section, which on eBay's terms makes them believe that you have the box. So if you find a pair of shoes or a pair of clothing or anything like that, clothing is different, but for shoes, you have to put them as like new unless you have the box. Now, if it's brand new with the box, put it with this brand new with tags. It still has the tags, but it'll put it as new other. And that new other basically means you just don't have the box. So down here, where I've got pre-owned, I'll change it. So I'll put new without box. And I put it in bold because people don't read the description anyways. And if I get in trouble, it literally is in bold and you can't miss it. And I also put it down here where I got no box. So my cost of goods for these were $14.56, which is awesome because they came new, but they didn't have the box, which is pretty cool. And then that's correct. All of that's right. Men's. The minimum offer is 50. Auto accept is 75. Oh, that's going to be tricky. MXNTRBZ1. All of that is listed and then good to go. So you can see it's pretty quickly, like you can start moving through these. So this is one that I was really excited about. I found these at the thrift store. They're like UFOs or like Crocs or something, but they're New Balance recovery shoes, which is really cool. So they have it as RCVRY. 'Cause 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 'c and see how people list them. So I really know how they list them. So they've got men's shoes, and then they're an 11. Let's see if anybody has sold these. I mean, there's some wide listings. There's ones that have sold for like $250. There's some that have sold for like $20. So I'm gonna put these up at $70. Fresh from X Recovery. So I like copying some of the listings. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely reset this. So I know that seems counterproductive, but I would have put my own style into it, I guess, style into the listing. And I know that seems it, but the reason I used AI is to not do the titles. It's to get all the other stuff on. There we go. So that's perfect. All of this is now good. Why is it? Sorry, I don't know why it's so zoomed out for y'all. There we go. Hopefully that's a little bit better. You can see everything now. Then we're gonna list these at $70, $14.56 again. And then what's the style code for that? 7675. They've got one little blue piece in it. We're gonna label these as black. They are, yep, good. Okay, so they listed these as sandals. I want these as athletic shoes because all the other listings are listed as athletic shoes. There's no style code for them. They would be a 10.5. New Balance does half sizes down. Some of the other ones don't, but I know that about New Balances. So these are the Fresh Foams. Fresh Foam. I don't think they'll have the recovery. Yeah, they don't have the recovery. Sneaker. So these listed them as clogs. I don't have a problem with that. I'm going to list them as sneakers, but clogs is probably a good version for them. They're like Crocs. So we will keep it like that. And then this is one that I have trouble on. So I don't like picking up women's heels and stuff like this purely for the reason that I don't know what women's heels, like what you would call these. So it has given peep toe slingback as like the thing. When I look on Google image, that's kind of what it says. It says slingback pumps. So that's what I'm going to take it as. Make sure that opens up better for y'all. We're going to do, so it's slingback platform. So they've got pumps, right? Holy cow. PUMPS. Snakeskin embossed leather. Peep toe slingback platform is not it. Heels is fine. I don't want that. Women's size 8.5. So somewhere, somehow, we're gonna have to remove. We'll take heels out, and then see. We're running out of. We have more adjectives than what we need. We'll take leather out. Women's 8.5. So. See, that's a problem. We'll put peep toe at the end, pumps at the end, put slingback, black snakeskin embossed, women's 8.5, peep toe, slingback pumps. All right. Wow, that took a little bit to get through. Peep toe, slingback. Thank you, Irina. I appreciate you. How often are you going to go live? I plan to go live if every day, or trying as much as I can. I don't have a necessary like schedule. I do know that I'm going to try and do packing lives as often as I can in the mornings from like 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning. But in terms of like actual like timing, I have no idea. So they are not, I'm not even going to put a heel height because I will get in trouble for that. So some of the stuff I'll actually take out because I don't know. And if people ask, I'll go measure it. But every time I've done that and then people are like, this isn't what you listed it as, then I get in trouble for it. I think so. These might be one of the last ones we've got. So these are the Rag and Bone Cannon Crinkles. So originally these retailed for $595. There is no way I'm selling them for this much. There's just no way. That is not happening in any means. So they're called the Canon crinkled ankle boots, I guess. Women's size E37, but I don't know what the size chart is. So I'm going to go to Google Rag & Bone size chart for shoes. Women's shoe size chart. So 37 is a 7. So instead of the EU, we'll just take this in. So I'm going to look up Rag & Bone Canon crinkled on eBay. So somebody had one listed that sold for $49. So that's probably what we're going to list these as. Leather boots. They're not combats. Leather zip front boots. We don't need Vibram sole. We don't need all of this. Perfect. Combat Moto, that's fine. Cream, ivory, black. Yep. So they are a 7. List them at 49, 1456. My SKU for these is 7680. Cream, black, women's boots. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, my minimum offer is going to be high on these because my price that I had to pay for these was quite expensive. So, all right, that is done. And then we got 2 more, and then I will not hold you any longer. We are a couple minutes over that 45-minute mark that I wanted to be over, but that is okay. So this one is a pair of Jordan 6 rings. Really excited about these. I paid $70 for these, and these sell for a lot of money. So I'm excited about that. New condition. What do people have these listed for? Great. Sure. I'll list these at $159, new without tags. Men's size 13, new. And we're 1 over the thing. So space there. I can do this. That was not what I meant to do. There we go. Men's size 13. Scroll down here. New without box. My buy cost was 72.3. Now, you may see this and go, you spent $72, make $150, you're only going to make like $50? Yes. The answer is yes. I have no problem with that because there is only one listed, and I feel like my listing will be better. So my minimum offer is going to be $100. I'm not taking that, but it's going to be what I make sure that they pay. You can do it where there's not even a best offer, and if that's the one you want to do, that's fine. I like having an offer because it gives them an ability to do it. My auto accept is 145. I know what my stop loss on that will be, which is great, and all of that stuff will already be filled out. So I got all this filled out, and then we go to the last one. So like we said earlier, if you've been here since the very beginning of the line, that's the thing. We have missed a bunch of comments, and I apologize. I include a photo in the heel height. That is a great idea. I should do that. I forgot to do that, but that was a great idea. Do you ship internationally? I do. So I'm part of the eBay International program. You can sign up for it as long as you have a healthy account on eBay. But yes, I do ship internationally. I don't sell kids shoes purely because they don't sell for a lot of money. And if I do, I'm paying like $1 or $2 for them. And then I'm only listing them for like $29 or $39. Do you buy any of K-Way shoes from his Whatnot shows? Wonder how they did for you if you did. No, I did not. The Ralph Lauren shoes that he was giving to people were paying quite a bit of money for them, and which is great. Like a lot of them are worth it. But for me, in my experience, the Ralph Lauren stuff is definitely for a significant class. And putting $400 or $500 into a pair of shoes, knowing that it might take a couple months, is kind of an iffy thing for me. However, a lot of people do great on it, and I don't doubt that people are selling them for great money. But for me, it just doesn't make sense. At that show, they were selling for a couple $100. If they were a little bit less, I might buy them. Some of those boots I actually was thinking about buying. The last show I actually wasn't able to go to. So I'm sure he ran some great stuff last show, but the previous show, a couple of those boots were selling for like $500, $600, $700, and they sell for like $1,000. You're only making, there was a couple that went for like 600. If you sell them for 1,000, you're only making like $200 on that, which it's what, a 30% return on that, which is pretty good. But investing that, waiting a month or two for $200, I don't know. If I could get them for a couple $100, I'm all in for it. But they were going for a lot the last time. So I'm sure people got good deals out of it, but that is my long-winded answer to that. Like I said, these shoes are actually a men's size 6. I converted them to a women's 7.5, and then they listed they're pretty good. So these are the Pegasus 40s. I think they're on the 41s right now. Back colorways always sell really well for me. So I list them a little bit higher, and I'm actually the only one listed in a women's size on eBay. So that's really great. So for me, that'll put me in an advantage than comparatively to others. And that is it. So I got 38 out of 38. I have 2 other ones that I have to go through tomorrow when they list, because basically, for example, so these are all the ones that I listed earlier, but I have this pair that I got to list, and then I have this pair that I got to list. But I want to copy those listings because it'll take me 2 seconds to do it. But that is it. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. If you guys have any last, there is another question. Can you talk about the best sizes, what's too big and what's too small? I am not a good example of this. Obviously, as you could see in this photo here and these ones here, I picked up a men's size 6. I converted it to a women's size 7.5. So this would not be something that I would recommend picking up if you're just starting out on shoes. I have a little bit more capital, so I'm able to do this. But women's size, basically your best women's sizes is women's 7 to women's 9, and then men's 9.5 to men's 13s, probably your best range. Even men's 13s pushing it a little bit, men's 12. Those are like premium sizes. That's like the majority of human sizing. If you get outside of those, that's okay, but just know that it may take a little bit less. Sometimes people are looking for them in certain sizes, so they'll sell quicker, but those are the best sizes to do. Why do you schedule starts for later in the day? That's just, I like listing at 6 o'clock. It's like the end of my day. So I also just like scheduling it. You could schedule it at any point, but for me, 6 o'clock works. I used to do listings at 9 o'clock in the morning. I used to do 6. I don't see a difference between the two of them. I just like it where it's at the end of my day. I know that it's being listed. And once I go to bed, it's the new day, and then they'll list at the end of the day. So that's why I do it. It's not necessarily like a purpose to it, or I've seen better sales from it. I truly haven't. But just for me, I like listing it later in the day. All right, so that is exactly how I use Nifty to do AI listings. That was a 52-minute example of a lot longer than what it normally takes. Like I said, to do 20 usually takes me around 20 to 25 minutes if I'm not talking, if I'm not doing that sort of stuff. So hopefully this has been helpful. If you guys have any questions about that, I actually can show, let's see what I can show. So I'll go back through this. So this bulk generate section, this is where you generate the listings using the AI. And the generation settings, this is huge. So you can create all of this stuff. It has manual sections. You can make stuff. You can match your style. But for the description, this is the exact way that I like to do it. Now, do I know everything about this? Not at all. So is there something that where it says the title, this might fix the title? I don't know that. So I know that the description is. And you know what? We'll play with it. So we'll see if this actually fixes the title. So we'll do, I'd like to change it to this, to here, the audience. Maybe that's women's or whatever. We'll try it. We'll do it with a pair that I haven't listed yet. We'll do it together. We'll do it as a test. I don't need the condition in the title, if that's the title. And the attributes after it. And then I don't know how they have this. What is that one that they've got? Is it this? Nope. Yeah, it's this one. No, I'm just gonna copy it because oops, copy it again. Style code. We'll see if that works. So we'll save it. I don't know if that's gonna do anything. But we will list one of these cleats that I have to sell. And I'll be interested to see what that does. I don't know if that's for my actual title. If that's for my actual title and that fixes everything, that would be amazing. I don't know. These are new. We'll generate it. We will see what happens. I'll be interested to see what happens, because if that changes the actual title of it, that will be news to me, and then all of you are sitting here as well. Can you put your shoe trees on your Amazon store link? Yes, I can. I was actually planning on doing that this afternoon, so I will add that, Ted, literally after this live. Actually, I think I can do that now while this is generating. Let me go to Linktree, and then let me go here, and then I need to go to. Sorry, I'm trying to find these shoe trees actively while I'm doing this. Shoe trees, because I want to find the exact ones that I purchased, so that way you know exactly what I got. Did I order them? I don't know if I ordered them on here. I did. Okay, there we go. These guys. Let's see if they're even. Oh, they're on a good deal too right now. Even better. How do I do this for the link? Copy. Hold on. I have to do this on my phone, because my phone has the Amazon link on it. How do I do this? Amazon. Sorry, bear with me. How many days do you say you need to ship a pair of shoes? I have it as a 1-day handling time, but that's just me. Some people can't do that. I have mine set to a 1-day handling time. I ship every single day, even on Saturdays. So that is, I know that is tough for certain people, but for me, that's how it works, and I do 1-day handling time. And what percentage of profit do you aim for? My average profits, I can share my spreadsheets, or I can tell you. So my profit margin that I aim for is 40 to 43%. So the last 2 months, so January was 43%, and this month has been 43% as well. So my goal is to have an ROI of over 100%, obviously. The last 2 months have been 164% and 161%. My average profit per unit has been $26 or $27. So every single time I aim for around $27 in profit. Do you go to the post office or home pickup? No, I do. I do not go to the post office. They come to me. I just schedule it. Shoe trees. I think my link tree has popped up over here. Admin. We will go to this. I want to click into here. So I need the photo taking and shipping necessities. There we go. And then I want to add, edit. Yep, edit, add. This one. Add products. Oh, see, I could have done it through here. Sorry. Everybody is listening to me actively do this, but I promise there's a purpose to this. I promise. Okay, there we go. Done. So that should have saved. The shoe trees is now in my Amazon storefront. It's in the photo taking section. It's actually the #1 thing right now. So Ted, if you were looking for the shoe trees, it's now in there. Also, I can add more stuff in there. If you guys have questions and want me to add more stuff in there, it's in the Amazon storefront. But thank you for reminding me to do that, Ted. I appreciate it. I think you asked yesterday, the day before. Okay, so when we did the description, it did not change the title. So that's interesting. I don't know where it put that title, but it didn't do it correctly based on this generation settings. So I don't really know what this title thing is for. So I'm going to take that out because it didn't do anything, truthfully. So all good. But it was interesting to see whether or not that was actually going to work or not, and it didn't. So no worries, no harm and foul for that. But we just hit the hour mark, so I'm going to stop sharing this. If you guys have enjoyed this very long-winded video, hopefully on live I've made this watchable. But that's exactly how I use Nifty every single day. I use it literally to do my listings for me. I use it for my analytics, my automation, all that stuff. So if you have watched till the very end, I'm very grateful. Thank you guys for being here. I think I left a link to it in the chat and in the title description of the videos. So that way, if you are interested in it, there's a 15% off for your first month. And then there's also a 7-day free trial. If you have any questions about Nifty, leave it down in the comments below. And or you're welcome to message me on Facebook and or on YouTube. I will do my best to get back to you as quickly as possible. And I hope you guys have enjoyed. And I will see you another day. Bye.